Denny Hamlin wins. A few cut line drivers have some serious problems in a race that nearly bored me to sleep. All that and more coming up next on the recap. So Denny Hamlin wins a race that was super boring, and immediately the pundits and the talking heads immediately start talking about, he's got to be the odds-on favorite now. He's going to be the guy that challenges Kyle Larson. Before you get into that recency bias and say that, Denny Hamlin's the man now, or he's going to give Kyle Larson problems, let's look at a couple of things in this race. First off, Hendrick Motorsports actually had the faster cars, and William Byron probably had the fastest car out of all of them, but he had some problems. I'll get to that in a minute. Chase Elliott was the faster car toward the end of the race, a few more laps. He would have been a serious problem for Denny Hamlin. And Kyle Larson had a good car, but what cost Hendrick was some terrible pit strategy in stage 2 that basically took all of their cars out of the running. Their cars just never had a chance the rest of the race because there was no caution. They couldn't get a reprieve for the bad pit call. But credit to Denny Hamlin, he did win the race. But the other reason that him winning this race doesn't matter, other than locking him into the next round, is this is the 550 horsepower package. This package doesn't really matter other than locking you into a race, because the final race is the 750 horsepower package, and that's the package you want to be good on. And yes, Denny Hamlin won Darlington with that package, but he didn't have the fastest car there either. That was also a Hendrick car. But what this does set up is Chris Gabehart is making some amazing calls. So Chris Gabehart could possibly get Denny Hamlin, because we know Denny Hamlin's talented, but Chris Gabehart could be the missing piece to Denny Hamlin's playoff puzzle picture, or whatever you want to call it. He hasn't won one. Chris Gabehart might have been the missing ingredient, because he has made some calls where Denny Hamlin didn't necessarily have the fastest car, but he made the call to get him the wins. So the big takeaway from this is Denny Hamlin has a really great crew chief right now who is on top of his game. The other thing is, I wouldn't get too excited about this round of the playoffs anyway, because you've got a 550 horsepower package race, a restrictor place race coming up next, which is Talladega, and the Roval at Charlotte. All of those races, they're going to lock that winner into the next round of the playoffs. And it's going to be a whole lot of carnage. There's going to be potential problems for playoff cut line drivers. But none of those races are going to show you anything for who's got speed for that final race. So speaking of cut line drivers, let's take a look at them. Some of those guys had some serious problems. William Byron, Alex Bowman, and Christopher Bell all had tire issues, either cut tires, loose wheels, or whatever. Tire going down, whatever. Just had tire problems. They ended up going laps down. Christopher Bell ended up finishing 24th. Alex Bowman finished 22nd. And William Byron ended up finishing 18th. William Byron probably had the fastest car. He went to the back several times and worked his way all the way back up to the front. However, he could not overcome two separate tire issues, and he ended up finishing 18th. But he showed a lot of strength. He showed real speed. But him and the 48 keep having significant, I almost called him the 88 there because I'm used to Alex Bowman being the 88, had significant problems so far this year for Hendrick. Those two cars have shown speed, but they just, for whatever reason, are snake bit this year. But we know the Hendrick cars have speed, and they've shown speed. They should get into the playoffs, but with all the problems that they've been having, and just looking at the cutoff line real quick, you've got Blaney at plus 24, Chase Elliott at plus 22, Joey Logano at plus 6, Brad Keselowski at plus 4, and then minus 4 is Byron, minus 7 is Kevin Harvick, minus 13 is Alex Bowman, and minus 25 points is Christopher Bell. So that is a look at your cutoff line going into the next race. All right, now on to good race, bad race. I've already covered the bad race with the cutoff line drivers basically having bad races. So let's go on to good race, because there's actually quite a few people that had good races. First on the list with a 6th place finish is this guy, Tyler Reddick. He showed a lot of strength. He was up there. He actually led some laps at one point. Didn't make the final adjustment he needed to make, but still a great run. He was up there showing that had he made the playoffs, he was going to make some. He made the playoffs. Had he made the cut line, he was going to make some significant noise in this round. His teammate Austin Dillon also had some speed in this race. He ended up finishing 13th with an aggressive pit strategy call. He was trying to trap everybody a lap down and get the win that way. He didn't do it, but he still recovered enough to get up to 13th. So good run for him. And also Kurt Busch had a great run. He ended up finishing 8th. He showed some strength. He had a crinkled in front fender, which cost him some speed. Had it not been for that, he might have been further up in the field. But Kurt Busch showing also, had he made the cut, he would be making some noise in this round of the playoffs as well. And also a shout out to Chase Briscoe, who finished 14th. Matty D finished 12th. Daniel Suarez finished 15th. All nice finishes for those teams. So shout out to all those guys. They had a great race. And I gotta say, I can't say one thing for the bad race. I will take that back. There is one bad race thing. It was a bad race for the fans because, God, this thing was boring. But that's all I got for you today. If you got a comment, leave it down in the comments section. I would really appreciate it. If you subscribe, it helps the channel out a whole lot. And like I said, I really do appreciate it. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace. I fixed the ring light. Some of you guys said something about the ring light. I fixed the ring light. You can't see it circling my eyes anymore. So I fixed the ring light issue.